In this video, I will be discussing women's rights and important Supreme Court cases involving them. Mueller v. Oregon, 1908. While this Supreme Court case outcome was not exactly successful for women's rights, it was a landmark case in the history of gender equality. Unanimously, the Supreme Court upheld an Oregon state law limiting women to working no more than 10 hours a day, which was not the case for men. This ruling was negative in that it expressed an opinion of equality between men and women. Claiming that the ruling was set in place to protect women, this result only upheld the idea that women are the lesser sex. However, Mueller v. Oregon did ignite some positive consequences, beginning a widespread public discussion of women's rights and gender equality. Griswold v. Connecticut, 1965. This court case dealt with a Connecticut state law banning the use of contraceptives. This landmark ruling established a right to privacy within a marriage, even though this was not explicitly guaranteed in the Constitution. Married women were granted the undeniable right to use contraceptives by the right to privacy. While this ruling did not address the question of use of contraception outside of marriage, it was a step in the right direction for women's rights. The United States v. Virginia, 1996. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled 7-1 against the Virginia Military Institute's male-only admission policy. Virginia Military Institute was the only public institution left in the United States with a male-only bias. In response to the gender debate, VMI offered a female-only parallel program at a separate location. This suggestion was shot down by the court, claiming that the female-only program could not offer the same prestige, alumni connections, facility, or military training as VMI. While a district court initially ruled in the school's favor, the Fourth Circuit ruled that VMI was in direct violation of the U.S. Constitution. Roe v. Wade, 1973. Now one of the most infamous Supreme Court cases in history, Roe v. Wade struck down a Texas law restricting abortion. Texas had a law in place that made it a felony for women to get an abortion, and the courts ruled that the state's interest in protecting both the health of a pregnant woman and the potential life needed to be balanced against a woman's right to privacy. Roe v. Wade's decision reshaped much of politics today and started the national debate over the morality of abortion.